So first,
Rajshekar Reddy.
So these are persons who have gone through this 7-session course, graduated, and we want to thank Rajshekar Reddy. Hare Krishna. And this is a little token of our appreciation. And would you like to say anything about the...
Hare Krishna. Actually, thanks Prabhu. Thanks for these courses. Actually, I used to come temple, so I used to get to know these courses there. So I just went to see what the course is. Then, I just continued.
Yeah.
And I got to know things which are very, almost I don't know. I used to say I'm a Hindu, I used to follow all these things, but I never used to know what I'm following.
Yes.
At least I got to know some philosophical, theoretical knowledge.
Yeah.
I hope it should most likely help me grow as a man, as a human, to realize myself and to continue my journey in this holistic place and holistic earth and holistic life which I have to use to know myself.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Prabhu. And thanks to this holy place. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. What's interesting is in India, if a Christian starts a school, the government pays for the teachers, the government pays for the expenses of the school, and the Christians can teach Christianity. If a Muslim starts a school, the government pays for the teachers, the government pays for the school, and you can teach Islam. If a Hindu starts a school, he's not allowed to preach Hinduism. The government doesn't pay for anything. And the government puts so many rules and regulations that, especially concerning the curriculum, that basically the only thing the Hindus can learn is atheism and materialistic philosophy. Does that sound like a fair deal? No. And this is a fact. It's a fact. It's unbelievable that it's so decked against the Hindus. But yet the Christians and the Muslims and the Buddhists are supported by the government to teach their religion. Okay.
Shreya Sahu. Our youngest attendant.
Well, Shreya, congratulations. I hope you enjoyed the class. You don't have to say anything if you don't want to. And here's a little token of our appreciation. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Next is Alekya Punam Raju. Ananya Sahu. Be ready. Ananya Sahu.
Thank you very much. Congratulations on completing this course. Do you want to say anything?
Yes.
Okay, here, and this is for you. Here, I'll hold this. You can hold this. This week.
My sincere thanks to Prajakripa Prabhu and all the temple management for organizing this class. Actually, I was looking for a lot of such classes, and that's how I came through about this class, Prabhuji. So I have some basic questions which I want to know an answer for, and that's what I mean. I have a small baby. I want to take this information to her. So when next she asks me, like, why do I need to follow all of this? Who is God? What is all of this? So I'm not clear, and I want to know answers for such questions, and this platform has provided me to know such answers. So I'm really indebted to this course. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for this wonderful course.
And I hope you continue your education. Yeah, good.
Ananya Sahu.
So, Ananya, congratulations. Hare Krishna. Would you like to say something?
Sure. So I would like to thank everybody that helped make this course possible. I feel like as I've been growing up, I've been following a lot of the rituals and customs of Hinduism, and I've just had a lot of questions about like why things happen the way they do. And so I feel like I have a newfound knowledge and new basis for why I follow Hinduism and why my family has so many customs and rituals that we do. And it connects us back to our ancestors in India as well. So thank you.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Sasmita Sahu.
Can you say together?
So Sasmita is my favorite banker. I always go to her, to her for any of my transactions, and she's always very, very expert and kind. Would you like to say something?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
You say something first. Our humble thanks to each of the following who made possible for us to participate and learn basic of Vedic wisdom. Deepak Kumar for connecting us with Vedic session. I think Damodar Hari Prabhu also. Brijakripa Das Prabhuji as a teacher. Thank you very much. Krishna Murali Das Prabhuji providing home space to feel like temple. And Sridhar Gopal Prabhu delivering the temple prasadam. Thank you, Prabhuji. And Sri Prabhu Jaipal Prabhu, Malini Mataji connecting us for this session. And the most important is temple management. Harivilas Prabhuji, the engine behind all in this. Thank you, Prabhuji. I really appreciate. And Taraka Prabhuji for operation. We know everybody from last 20 years we are here. So Rasbati Mataji for making such a heavenly prasadam every day. Thank you. And this is just a beginning of Vedic life journey, and we look forward to it. And I want to share one of the story. Once my daughter went to kindergarten, and she came from school. She said, she cried in front of me. Why are you sending me to kindergarten? No, I know everything. Why are you sending to me school? Why are you sending me? Then I say, you learn a lot of things. You need to go to school. The same way, when I went to sign up this class, I thought, no, I know everything. Why I need to go? So, but day by day, when I went to class, I got to learn lot of things, and I gained a lot of knowledge which I don't know. So I really appreciate for Prabhuji for teaching all these sessions. And thank you very much, and thank you to Vedic Cultural Center too. Thank you.
All right, Prabhuji, I just want to add 2 lines. Growing up in India, we are always been learning or taught me. There are a couple of slokas. I still remember when my kindergarten time. Valmiki Vacha. Vora amato nama baima banet kenavakatam jat prahavataham arsita praptavan. That means Valmiki is saying that when he was not able to spell out the name Rama, he was saying that Mara Mara Mara, that becomes Rama. Now by saying that name, he said that I became Mercy, that means the greatest teacher of the world, that he became, just by saving the name. So, and over a period of time, we thought, okay, we know, that's Rama Nam is great name. Okay, we see, but we don't even realize what's the value of it. Over a period of time, we just entered into professional life, and we are busy with our own IT life, machine learning, artificial intelligence. We thought that they're going to solve all our problems. Actually, we have more problem now than what we have before. So coming to the point, this is the thing that if we continue to, even we are seeing the value that, what we learn. Thank you, Prabhuji, Harivilas Prabhuji, we have been involved with you last 20 years. We have seen this temple when the temple was not this temple before. There's a Rambler. And Deepak and us, we always get involved in that days. And again, when everybody brought us together again for this session, we thought, oh, wow, what a wonderful. It's kind of re-energizing what we have before now back to again. So thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
It's a token of our appreciation.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, there's one thing that we should note, that is, when it comes to spiritual education, the parents should be educated along with the kids, because just sending your kids to school and not being a co-partner in the educational process is half the process. When the parents are educated along with the kids, then you have something to talk about, rather than How was your school? Did you pass the test? Were you on time for your dance class? Blah, blah, blah. See? But now you have something actually substantive to talk about. The Discover Your Course class is specifically designed to help all people that take it reawaken their interest in Sanatana Dharma and Vedic knowledge. The Vedic knowledge is the original knowledge of this world. Every other knowledge is based on the Vedas. You might not accept that in the beginning, but as you begin to study the Vedic knowledge and you begin to study ancient civilizations, you'll see they're all offshoots of the original Vedic culture. And as they go farther away from it, they deteriorate more. But the basic knowledge, Veda means knowledge. All knowledge is coming from the Vedas, whether it's from in the Bible or the Quran or the Buddhist writings. And once you take this course, in the beginning, you see differences in different religions and different philosophies. But when you take the course and begin to understand more deeply the Vedic knowledge, you'll see similarities in the different religions and the different philosophies of the world. There's two ways of seeing similarities. One is by the same thing stated in or paraphrased in other religions, or by the opposite. You see, so in both ways you understand how the Vedas are the origin of knowledge in the world. Either they're going to express something that's the opposite of the Vedas, or they're going to express something that is completely in line with the Vedic knowledge. So in this way, you get a better understanding of your own heritage instead of becoming duped to follow Western ways which are far, let's say, distanced from Vedic tradition. You go back to the original knowledge of the Vedas, which puts you directly in touch with God, with yourself, and you begin to understand how the material nature works and how you can navigate through the material nature by transcending the influence of the three gunas, sattva, rajas, and tamas, and coming to a transcendental platform of visuddha sattva, where you're no longer affected by the ignorance of the material world. And you become a pure person by cleansing your heart and mind of misconceptions that have entered through fake news and phony philosophies and phony man gods and fanaticism and so forth. So there's a real value to take this course and then continue with the other courses that we give. You will become a liberated person. Iha yasya harirdasse karmana manasa jira akilas vapyavastasu jivan mukta sa uchyate. A person who learns to use their mind, their intelligence, their senses, their body, and all their assets in the service of the Lord becomes a jivan mukta in this world. You don't have to wait till death to become liberated. You're liberated now from all ignorance and misconceptions. Therefore, you're no longer diverted from the path of Sanatana Dharma. So please, we'll continue.
Hare Krishna, Renuka Sudhakar. And Chirag Gandhi, be ready.
So, Renuka, congratulations. Thank you very much. Jai Shri Krishna, would you like to say something?
I'm Renuka. I wish to thank Sri Harivilas Prabhu for making this possible for us to attend this course. Secondly, our teacher, Braja Kripa Das ji, for his dedication and patience in teaching us a lot of knowledge. And Sharmila Mataji, Krishna Murari Prabhuji for their hospitality. Sri Prabhuji, Jaipal Prabhu, Damodar Hari Prabhu, Narahari Priya Prabhu, and I don't know whom all I missed. I wish to thank all of them wholeheartedly. I came to know a lot of Vedic wisdom, knowledge, and Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam quotes, and Lord Krishna's messages. I am very blessed to be in this group. I wish to do it more. I wish to continue my education in the spiritual life. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Please accept this as a token of our appreciation. Hare Krishna.
Chirag Gandhi. Surya Kumar, Vummi, be ready. Surya Kumar, are you here?
So this is Shirag. Congratulations. Hare Krishna. Jai. Krishnastamati. Would you like to say something?
Yes, sure.
Please.
Yeah. First of all, I would like to thank ISKCON Temple Management, Harivilas Prabhu, Venkat Prabhu, and Krishnamurli Prabhu for their kindness and all the organization that they are doing right now. Initially, I was always having questions about, like, okay, what am I doing here actually on this earth, basically? Okay, like I have a lot of questions about myself. And suddenly I kind of, some of my friends told me about, like, discover yourself actually. There are some classes going on in this VCC. So I thought, like, let me try and attend actually. I'll probably learn something. Okay, I was initially kind of a little bit hesitant that, okay, whether I'll find something here or not. But to be honest, I had a lot of my questions answered actually. And I still haven't kind of figured out everything. But I at least started skimming the surface actually of this entire Vedic philosophy. And I always used to believe in karma. And there are few things that were always kind of puzzling me, like, okay, why are bad karmas and all the good karmas are coming and going and all that stuff? But how do I get liberated actually? And some of those questions were really answered in this course. Now, I still want to continue further and learn Gita. Gita is something that I'm very much kind of inclined towards, but I haven't really kind of fulfilled everything. So I hope to continue, and thank you so much for organizing this. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much.
So, token of our appreciation.
Pavan Reddy Shetty, are you here? Sanjay Kumar Singh.
Okay, Sanjay Prabhu, congratulations. Hare Krishna. Would you like to say something? You don't have to.
Yeah, I just want to express my thanks to Vedic Cultural Center, Harivilas Prabhu, Braj Kripa Prabhu for being our teacher, and of our other members for hosting and supporting this group. This has been as much learning, I would say, as much unlearning as well. Yes. So it's a good basic foundation, and I would like to continue further the options for learn Gita in depth. Thank you.
It's a token of our appreciation.
Srinivas Kini and Usha Nayak, please come here. Tarini Pal, be ready.
Srinivas, you have a very good name. Would you like to say something?
Yeah, thank you for arranging this course from VCC Harivilas Prabhu. Thank you very much. Srinivas Prabhu and Madhavi Mataji, thank you very much for this. This is such a foundational course which helped clarify a lot of things, and definitely we'd like to continue with this and then learn more and more. I would say that this is such a basic course which everybody should really undergo and make use of. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. It's a token of our appreciation.
Tapomai De and Tarini Pal.
Here. So, Topomai Tovini, thank you very much. And congratulations. Would you like to say something?
Well, Hare Krishna Prabhuji and everyone. I would just like to first of all thank Srinivas Prabhu and his wife for Madhvi Mataji for arranging this course and teaching it, and teaching this, such an important topic which is really vast, but presenting it in such a lucid, and easy to understand manner. And it really helped develop the curiosity and inquisitiveness to dive deep into our into the Vedic culture. So again, thank you both of you, and I would also like to thank Jaipal Prabhu for introducing us to Srinivas Prabhu and the course. Thank you.
I would like to say thank you to Srinivas Prabhu and Madhvi Mataji to introduce me to a new perspective towards life, and I'm hoping this is just a first step. I'm looking forward to go more miles towards Sri Krishna consciousness. Thank you.
Token of our appreciation. Thank you. Santosh Prabhu, you're a very peaceful person.
Yeah, first of all, thanks to Jaipal Prabhu to introduce this my first step towards Krishna, and then thanks again to this Srinivas Prabhu and Madhavi Mataji, and then thanks to ISKCON management and then Harivilas Prabhu. It's like I learned a lot of things, and I spent extra time with Srinivas Prabhu asking my silly questions, and sometimes I felt myself foolish, but I learned a lot of things, and it was very helpful. Like being like from India, basically we do a lot of things, and we do a lot of pujas towards gods, many gods, like, and we don't know the real reason behind it, but we learned a lot, and this is my first step towards Krishna, and I will hope continue more using the Bhakti Yoga. Thanks you. Thank you.
Thank you. It's a token of our appreciation. Now just think, if you were a Muslim, you would have been educated in school. Or if you're a Christian, you would be educated in your religion. It's only the Hindus that are not allowed to be educated in India. You see that? Thank you very much. Would you like to say something?
First of all, thank you to Srinivas Prabhuji and Madhavi Mataji for Srinivas Prabhuji to patiently have answered all our questions, and which went in circles, never-ending questions, I know. And thank you to Madhavi Mataji for the very yummy prasadam. I think most of us were there for that, but it's a very beautiful journey, although it was a few weeks. But for me, I think my curiosity began when my father started watching Mahabharata in DD1 channel, where Krishna's chats to Arjuna were going on for episodes and episodes, but I couldn't understand, like, what is there in it, so much to understand, and it's going on and on and on. But at that time, I think I understood only one thing: just do your work. That's all. That's all. When I was a kid, that's all I understood. But as when you, after coming to the US and then life hits, then you have so many things, so many experiences you go through, and just filled with so many questions and like why things are going on and things like that. But when Srinivas Prabhuji today in the class, he was saying, actually, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when during his chanting, spiritual recitations, he would just like that, joyfully tears would flow. And I was like, I am the real very good student, so always first bencher. So maybe people saw my tears or no, but for me it was just flowing. I didn't know why. Like, otherwise I'm a very logical person. I mean, I wouldn't do things without any reason to it. But even now, it's like I'm so hard to stop my tears, and I don't know why. I seriously don't know the reason. And it's just flowing and flowing. I don't know if it is joy or I can't even attach like an emotion to it. So thank you so much, Prabhuji, for introducing us to this. And even now I don't know why. Tears are just flowing. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Appreciation of your. Well, if those tears are cold, those are tears of ecstasy, because you were touched by the words of your ancestors coming through Krishna's words. And the whole culture, the Vedic culture, is epitomized by the words of Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. So it's an awakening of your soul. The nature of the soul is called Anandamaya Bhyasat. It's full of transcendental ecstasies. So when you suddenly realize that you were separated from that, not forcibly, but through a very subtle materialistic education, and now you came back to it, and you're suddenly very, very satisfied in your heart to have that awakening. Deepak Prabhu, Hare Krishna, thank you very much. Would you like to say something?
So when Prabhuji was telling about like in India Muslims can easily teach Islam and all those things, so this is a story I connect very well. I came here in US about 4 years ago, and my daughter started with a private school, and after first year, second year, like she comes home one fine and say, Papa, we should have a Bible, it's a very holy book. And fine, like no offenses, we have been trained very secular, so yes, we should. But then the question came, then how do we take care of Hinduism? I literally went on Amazon, found a book. I was telling to one of our colleagues today, that's, hey, let's start here also. I'll get you Bible later, but let's start here. Let's know where we belong to, like what we... In India, we never realize that it's so important because it's automatically there in the atmosphere. You are there in majority. It's default. You'll get to it automatically. But here I had to put intentional efforts to make sure I can tell my daughters something about Hinduism. And when I came here I came to this temple on 1st of January. That was my first day. And since then, I have been coming every Sunday. My daughter like, Papa, let's go. Like, it's connected now. So I feel so happy about this that I found a place where I can come easily. And thank you, Srinivas Prabhu and Mataji, for everything you have done for us. Thank you.
It's a token of our appreciation. Yeah, there was once a king of the thieves, and he had a large group of expert thieves, and he had a son, and he was teaching his son how to be a thief. As time went on, his father got old, and when he was about to die, he called his son and he said, I'm going to leave you now. You're going to become the king of the thieves, but you have to promise me 3 things. The boy said, yes, Pitaji, whatever you say. He said, number 1, he said, if you ever get caught, never admit that you did something wrong. He said, Pitaji, I'll never admit I did anything wrong. Good, he said. Number 2, never go to the Hare Krishna temple. You got that straight? He said, yes, Pitaji. He said, if by accident you enter into the temple, immediately block your ears and don't listen to anything. He said, Pitaji, I promise you, I'll never do any of those things. He said, very good. Now I can die in peace. And he died. So then his son took over, and he was even better than the father. And they were very, very successful. But one day, he was entering into the window of a very rich man. Unfortunately, he stepped on the rich man's cat. The cat screamed, the rich man woke up, all the lights in the mansion came on, and sirens went off, and he started running as fast as he could. He ran out, and he was hiding behind some trees in a garden, and just then the chief of police and the rich man walked by. He said, don't worry, he's somewhere here, we're going to catch him, and we will take care of him, believe me. We'll fry him. He said, very good. So the thief was very scared. And then he heard some strange noise. Ching, 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 ching. And he looked and he saw there was some lights on. This was like 4:30 in the morning. And he said, let me hide in that building. So he ran toward that building very quickly. And as he came in, there was a pundit who was a devotee who was giving a lecture. And he said, and the Deva's feet never touched the ground. And the boy realized, my God, he said, this is a Hare Krishna temple, and I'm listening to the pundit. He immediately blocked his ears and jumped behind the column. Right then the police came in and grabbed him. And they took him out and they started beating him like this. They said, okay, admit it, you're the thief, right? You're the thief. He said, no, 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 I've never stolen anything in my life. I wouldn't even steal a mosquito. He said, okay, take him to jail. They took him to jail. They continued beating him, and he refused to admit that he was the thief. So they threw him into jail, and then they had a little meeting, and the chief of police said, look, we got to trick this guy into telling the truth. They said, well, how are you going to do that? He said, all these people like this, the thieves, the rogues, they all worship Durga Mata. So what we'll do is we'll dress up one of our ladies like Durga Mata, and in the middle of the night, like 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, let her walk in, and she'll tell him, my dear son, I've come here to save you. And he'll be so overwhelmed that he'll tell the truth. They said, okay, it's worth it because we're not getting anywhere. Even beating him, he's not telling the truth. So late at night, there was some light, strange light that came in the room, in the jail, and this lady walked in dressed like Durga. She had 10 arms, and she was... don't. And it's gone 0. Hare Krishna, yeah. And he woke up and he saw Mataji, but Mataji in the form of Kali Mata, with her tongue out like that, right? And very fierce. And he said, Mata, you're here. I was praying to you and you come to save me. He said, yes, my son, yes. But please tell me, were you stealing from that rich man? And he was going to say yes. But he had his head down like this, and he said, no. She said, my son, please tell the truth. No, I'm not a thief. I've never stolen even a mosquito. My son, don't be like that now. Tell the truth. Mata, don't get angry at me. I'm an honest man. See, he saw that her feet were touching the ground. So she got really frustrated and walked out. So the next day they had to let him out of the jail because there was no witness. No one actually saw him. And they didn't catch him on the property. They caught him in the temple. So as he was coming back to join his friends, the thieves, he was in deep thought. So when he came back, everyone said, you listened to your father. You didn't admit that you're a thief. They had to let you go. He said, yeah, that's true. He said, so let's celebrate. He said, no, I don't want to celebrate. So why not? He said, look, I have to tell you the truth. My father told me never to go to Hare Krishna temple. And if I did, I should cover my ears and not hear anything. Well, by accident, I did enter the temple. And right before I covered my ears, I heard a half a sentence, he said. But that half a sentence saved my life. He said, what would happen if I went there all the time and listened to everything they said? They said, don't say such as foolish things. Those people don't know what they're talking about. You are the king of the thieves. You're better than your father. You stay with us. We need you. You're our leader. He said, no, I'm quitting. And I'm going to sit down in the temple and listen to everything they say. So this is an interesting story. He only heard a half a sentence, and it saved his life. Imagine what would happen if you come on a regular basis and hear regularly. Not only you save your life, you'll be liberated from the cycle of birth and death, and you'll take thousands of people back to Godhead with you. You'll take it, especially your family and your friends and your neighbors, everyone, because they'll see that you became a Jivan Mukta in this life by regularly hearing and chanting the names of Krishna and regularly hearing the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita. Any more?
Which one?
The last one? Yeah. So Ujjwal, Hare Krishna, congratulations.
First of all, my sincere thanks to Srinivas Prabhuji and Madhavi Mata. So, and thanks to ISKCON for organizing this course. I just wanted to share my story in few words, maybe few lines. So I came to US around 3.5 years ago,
And after living there for 1 year, I was feeling like something is missing. I'm always running towards something, and whenever I achieve something, I get some joy and happy, but it's just very short-lived. So I was looking for something which is like real, and I think something is missing in my life. So I thought I need to do something. So I started by watching TED Talks so that they can give me some directions.
What did you watch?
The TED Talks, where they talk about what is happiness, what is the purpose of life. I watched for 6 months and didn't help me much. It was pushing me more towards, run more towards the materialistic goal. Then last year at the same time, I did a course called Inner Engineering by Sadhguru. That was also about the spirituality. And after doing that course, I came to this temple, and somebody told me, no, you need to do a DYS course, because this is a larger perspective you will get from this course. I was not sure, but I know that I wanted to give it a try, because I know sometimes our perspective is very limited to judge anything. So I want to try this course. And after completing this course, I can tell you that, yeah, this is really giving a larger perspective. And I'm really happy that I have found a direction where I can keep walking, and, I'm love. Yeah, and I feel that this is probably the direction I need to follow. So thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Okay. And Namavrata, did you print those papers? Can you pass them out? Do you have the paper? Oh, okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So tonight we're going to hand out a sheet. Every week now when we give a talk, we'll give you a sheet that's a summary of what we're discussing. So you can take it home, and if you collect all these sheets, over time you will be a pundit. So the verse today is from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, verse number 17. And it says, Shinvata Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtanaha Hadyantaksto Abhadrani Vidunatri Suhitshatam. Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma, super soul, in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses the desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard. So this is a verse that explains the greatest benediction that we can receive. Everyone is looking for a blessing. And usually they'll go to a temple and ask for archana, and the blessing will be Ayur Arogya Aishwarya. May you live long, may you be healthy, and may you be materially prosperous. That is a curse in disguise. Someone said, what do you mean a curse in disguise? It's exactly what I want. I want to live long, I want to be healthy, I would like to be prosperous. But actually, that will just prolong one's sojourn in the material world. However, the real blessing is to have knowledge by which you can liberate yourself from the entire cycle of birth, death, old age, and disease. That's the real blessing. If you offer your family money, health, and sense gratification, they'll thank you, but they're still going to get old, they're still going to get sick, and they're still going to die. And by spending their time in sensual activities, they'll take birth again and repeat it over and over again. And this is one difference between Christianity, Judaism, Islam, and the Vedic tradition. In the Abrahamic religions, you're given one chance to surrender to God, and if you don't, then you're condemned either to hell or your soul dies. But in the Vedic tradition, real knowledge is given in the form of, as Krishna says to Arjuna, that never is a time that you did not exist, nor all these persons arrayed on this battlefield, nor in the future shall there be any time where you will cease to exist. So the full eternality of the soul is given in the Vedic tradition. And because of that, you are never excluded from salvation. Why? Because surrender to God is not regulated by the law of karma, thank God. If it was, then we would all be in a very serious dilemma. But because one can surrender to God even in hell, even if you're in Narak, you can surrender to God because saintly persons come to Narak to preach to the inhabitants of hell. There's no knowledge like that in Christianity or Judaism or Islam. So we see that the Vedic tradition is one where there's actually a merciful God, a genuinely merciful God, right? Who's not vindictive, who does not condemn someone to suffer eternally or to actually erase their existence as a soul. So, what can save us is to hear genuine knowledge of who God is, what is our relationship with Him, and how to progress in that relationship through service and surrender, and how to do it in the easiest way possible. Always, just like water always seeks a path to escape, in the same way, we should always seek the path of least resistance in life. Why should we undertake impossible paths that are very difficult to traverse? So the path of least resistance is given in this verse. Simply develop the desire and the taste to regularly hear about Krishna from the Bhagavad Gita and the Srimad Bhagavatam, and chant the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, who is in your heart, if he sees that you have this eagerness, this attraction to hearing about him and chanting his name gently and with affection, then he becomes your best friend. And that is what's said here. To hear about Krishna from Vedic literature, or to hear from him directly through the Bhagavad Gita. Why does it say hear from him directly through the Bhagavad Gita? Because Bhagavad Gita is Krishna speaking to Arjuna. Arjuna is asking him every question possible that a person could ask God if they met him, to clear the path of their doubts and to inspire them to actually serve the Lord with affection and enthusiasm. So if you would meet God, you would not be able to think of any other questions other than those that Arjuna is asking Krishna. And Krishna is taking time to answer them systematically. So this Bhagavad Gita, although it appears in the Mahabharata, which is considered Smriti, there is Shruti, that is what is spoken by God directly, and there's Smriti, what is spoken about God by perfected souls. But Bhagavad Gita is a small chapter in Mahabharata, but it is Shruti. Krishna is speaking directly. And if we develop a taste to hear both Shruti and Smriti, both Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna takes an interest in you. Just like today we see that an obscure person can become famous just by having a newspaper write about them every day, right? So you see something like the lady that married what's his name? Meghan Markle. She married one of the sons of that are heirs to the throne of England, right? So she's an obscure person, but they write about her every day. You'll see an article about her every day. You know, she changed her hairdo. She got a new dress. She did this. She did that. She's become like a movie star, right? Or you see something like Ilhan, whatever her name is, the Somali lady that's elected to the Congress of the United States. They write about her every day with her picture in the newspaper. She's become like a movie star, right? So if you take an interest in Krishna and you hear about him on a regular basis, then Krishna becomes a real significant person in your life, and actually the most significant person, because of the regular hearing about the Lord's pastimes and chanting his names. So it says here, to hear directly through the Bhagavad Gita is itself righteous activity. And for one who hears about Krishna, Lord Krishna, who is dwelling in everyone's heart, acts as a best-wishing friend and purifies the devotee who constantly engages in hearing of him. In this way, a devotee naturally develops his dormant transcendental knowledge. So, we have passed many births and deaths in different species. There are 8,400,000 species of life. We've gone through all of them and finally come to the human form of life. And even in the human form of life, we've gone through many births and deaths. So we have collective knowledge bound up in our heart. That collective knowledge can be revealed to us if we connect to Krishna. Krishna is the Paramatma in the heart. He is the source of all knowledge. This is explained in the 15th chapter, 15th verse, where Krishna says, Sarva Shichaham Hridi Sanivisto, Matak Smitir Gyanam Apahanam Cha. He says, I am in the heart of everyone, and from me comes knowledge, remembrance, and forgetfulness. Vedaishcha Sarviraham Eva Vedyo, Vedanta Krit Vedavit Eva Chaham. And I am to be known through all the Vedic knowledge, because I am the compiler of the Vedas and I know the Vedas. So, if you're studying Vedic philosophy and knowledge, the goal of it is to understand who Krishna is and to enter into a relationship to Krishna and then progress in that relationship through devotional service and eventually develop pure love for Krishna. That is the Vedic knowledge right there. And when you develop that love for Krishna, you will be engaged full-time in the service of the Lord. Right now, we're engaged full-time in the service of our lust, greed, anger, illusion, envy, and madness or insanity. Those are we are servants of those 6 things right now. But when we develop love for Krishna, then we'll offer our service to Krishna, and in return, he'll offer his mercy or prasad. The highest mercy is knowledge by which you become liberated from the cycle of birth and death. And that is exactly what Bhagavad Gita is all about. We do not have to reinvent the wheel. The wheel was already invented. And knowledge of how to be liberated from birth, death, old age, and disease was spoken by Krishna to Arjuna 5,000 years ago. And Krishna tells Arjuna very, very clearly that Daivi esa gunamai, mama maya duratyaya, mam evaye prapadyante, mayam etam tarantite. 7th chapter, 15th verse, he says, this material energy of mine, this gunamai, is impossible to overcome. But someone who surrenders unto me can easily overcome the entire material creation. The material creation means there are three modes of material nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance, that bind us up like a rope to the cycle of birth and death. We can surpass those obstacles simply by surrendering to Krishna. Now, we have many examples of that. You have Prahlad Maharaj. He was a 5-year-old boy. His mother and father were trying to kill him. They tried to poison him. They threw him off of a mountain. They threw him into a pit of snakes, poisonous snakes. They threw him into the ocean. Every time he was saved by Krishna. Why did Krishna save him? Because Srinvata Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana. He was always thinking about Krishna. He was always repeating the name of Krishna, and he was always hearing about Krishna. His guru was Narada Muni. How did he accept the guru? Well, Narada Muni saved his mother, who was pregnant, from being killed by the Devatas. And he protected her. He took her to his ashram, and he protected her so that she could have her baby. Well, every day in the ashram, he would chant the names of Krishna, and he would speak to her about Krishna Katha. The child in the womb, Prahlad Maharaj, was educated in the womb. So from the day he was born, he was already a devotee, and he was already educated. He already understood that he is the eternal servant of Krishna. He already made his mind up that throughout my life I will serve Krishna. And Prahlad Maharaj became one of the greatest saints in the history of the Vedic culture. He was also a king. He was the emperor of the entire world for a very, very long time. So he attained that perfection by the education he received in the womb of his mother. There is such a thing as prenatal consciousness. So today, people will not accept such things unless the scientists do some experiment and say, yes, the baby can hear you. Yes, the baby in the womb can understand something. Then people say, oh, I believe it. But this was explained thousands of years ago. It's nothing new. It's new it's just like Columbus discovered America. No, he didn't. America was there way before Columbus, right? He discovered it for the Europeans, but he didn't discover it because it was already there. In the same way, Prahlad Maharaj was educated in the womb, and he became a great devotee, so much so that his father, who was a great demon, wanted to kill him, but he couldn't kill him because Krishna was protecting him. So if we want to access this knowledge, you access it through the help of genuine devotees. A genuine devotee is a person who actually walks the walk and talks the talk, who is actually practicing themselves the rules and regulations of Krishna consciousness. No meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, no illicit activities out of marriage, and always chanting Hare Krishna, always hearing and meditating on the message of Krishna from Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, offering your food before you eat to Krishna, and then receiving it back as Krishna's prasadam, or mercy, and especially coming to the temple regularly to recharge your battery. It's like the battery of a cell phone. If it's not charged, it doesn't work anymore. So we need to get recharged and reinvigorated in our determination to follow the path of Sanatana Dharma, of the eternal activity by which we are liberated and maintained eternally in the spiritual world. Dharma is that quality that you cannot separate from a person. Just like the dharma of sugar is sweetness, the dharma of fire is heat, and the dharma of a person is service. Everyone is serving someone, and if you don't have someone to serve, you get a dog or a cat and you serve them. But no one can stop serving. Now, that's Dharma. But Sanatana Dharma is service to God, because Dharma alone will maintain you, but just for some time in the material world. Sanatana Dharma will maintain you eternally in the spiritual world. Okay. So that's the difference between Dharma and Sanatana Dharma. So this work of serving Krishna will maintain us eternally. Why? Krishna says, Nehabhikramanastosти pratijaya navidyate swalpam apyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. In this endeavor, second chapter, 40th verse, in this endeavor there's never any loss or diminution. Anything done for Krishna becomes a permanent asset. So if you do 1% for Krishna in this life, in next life you begin from 2%. If you do 1% for Amazon in this life, the next time you get a job in Amazon, you begin from 0. See? So that's the difference between serving Amazon and serving Krishna. So Krishna never forgets. Just like when a person is about to die, it is recommended that they repeat the following prayer. Vayur anilam amritam atedam basmantam sarinam om kratos smara kritam smara kratos smara kritam smara. This prayer is from the Ishopanishad mantra 17. It says, "Oh my dear Lord, now let my life air merge into the totality of the air, and let my body be burned to ashes and merge into the earth. Now, my Lord, please remember all the things and sacrifices I have done for you, and please be merciful to me." So, if we've done nothing, then there's nothing that the Lord is going to remember about us at the moment of death. But if we've done something, and even if we forget what we've done, Krishna never forgets. So therefore, the asset of engaging in devotional service is inestimable. Inestimable. How much is your life worth? If it's actually priceless, then you should do the one thing that can preserve you eternally, that is engage in the service of Krishna. And the two services of Krishna that are the easiest and most effective are hearing and chanting. If you regularly hear, Krishna says, he becomes your best wishing friend. And what happens? In this way, a devotee naturally develops his dormant transcendental knowledge. Krishna will reveal the knowledge from your heart to you. Then, as the devotee hears more about Krishna from the Bhagavatam and from devotees, the devotee becomes fixed in the devotional service of the Lord. By development of devotional service, one becomes freed from the modes of passion and ignorance, and thus material lusts and avarice or greed are diminished. When these impurities are wiped away, the candidate remains steady in his position of pure goodness, becomes enlivened by devotional service, and understands the science of God perfectly. Thus, Bhakti Yoga severs the hard knot of material affection and enables one to come at once to the stage of asamsayam samagram, understanding of the Supreme Absolute Truth, Personality of Godhead. So this is Krishna's best asirbat. He blesses you with the taste to hear more about Him, to serve Him, and to share your realizations and love with others. Just like the DYS course, the devotees are sharing their realizations and their love with other people. People who are basically strangers. But we're not strangers. We're all part of the same family. We're all part of Achyuta Gotra, Krishna's family, because he's the seed-giving father of all living entities. Aham bija pradapita, Krishna says. I am the seed-giving father of all living entities. So today, if we take this one thing with us, that this hearing and chanting are the two most effective ways to reawaken our understanding of our relationship with God. Just like if you constantly hear speeches by a politician, and you go to his rallies, and you volunteer to help get the vote out for the politician, you become politician conscious. That person becomes an important person in your life, you see. Now, but he's going to die, he's going to get old, he's going to get sick and die and end up dust in some grave. But if you hear, chant, and canvas for Krishna, Krishna never dies, and you will never die. You'll go back to Godhead and live eternally. So we have to decide who we're going to serve in this life. If a husband and wife jointly decide we're going to follow the path of Sanatana Dharma together, and by our example and our love and our affection, we want to also guide our children. You can't force your children. Every person is an individual, and they have independence to make their decisions in life. But if they see that their mother and father are happy, they're full of love, they control their anger, they're compassionate, they're empathetic, they're self-controlled, they're always eager to serve and help, and their theme of life is para upakar, how to do good to others. That is a very powerful example that children will never forget, and they will follow the path of their parents. This was the normal procedure in India for millions of years. It's only after they started showing Mahabharata and Ramayana on television that people got addicted to watching television. See, you see how smart they are. They started with Mahabharata and Ramayana, right? And then little by little they put in Bollywood. And then little by little they put in Hollywood, and little by little politics, and little by little cricket, and this thing. And now there's no more Mahabharata and Ramayana. There's only cricket, there's only politics, there's only Bollywood. You see how clever they are. It's like Costco. If you go to Costco to buy bananas, you have to walk all the way to the end of the store, way in the back, to find the bananas, right? But on the way, you'll see there's a 96-inch television for only $150. You say, my God, I've never seen such a deal before. And then you'll see they're selling a rake for $1. You know, I don't need a rake, but I'm going to buy it anyway because it's so cheap, right? So by the time you don't even end up in the banana section, you check out with the television, the rake, and who knows what else. When you go home, your wife said, did you get the bananas? You say, oh, I forgot. What? What'd you do? So, but I got a 96-inch television. We don't need one. We got 4 already. No, but this was only $150. You see? You see the psychology here. They start with Mahabharata and Ramayana and end up with Bollywood and cricket, see, and politicians. Or you want to buy bananas in Costco, you end up with a television and a rake. See, it's very clever. So, this is not a joke. We are living in the world of instruments or weapons of mass distraction. So, there is a battle, or there is a war, or there is a struggle for your mind. Now, it just so happens that the whole yoga practice is directed toward the mind. It is not difficult to control the body. I could put a straitjacket on someone or tie them up, and their body would be controlled. But controlling the mind is almost impossible in this world. Just see, someone goes on the internet just to check the news, and they stay there 4 hours going from one thing to another, right? Someone goes on Twitter just to answer one tweet, and they end up sending out 100 tweets, you see? So, this is the world. We're living in a world of mass distraction. So, if we develop the equilibrium of the mind to listen uniquely to the messages of Krishna, then we can become free of the whole thing. Okay, so we'll stop right there. Are there any questions anyone would like to ask? Any questions, comments, or confessions? No, okay, no confessions today. Yes?
Maybe today we're running out of time, but I would like to confess something about karma.
Yes, go ahead.
Back again, maybe next Sunday.
Okay. Don't forget. Don't forget to come back next Sunday. Yeah, you got everyone interested. Now you have to come back. One thing about karma, that if you engage in devotional service, then your whole cycle of karma ends. Karma means good or bad karma. Both karmas are bad because you have to take birth again to get the good or the bad. So what is interesting is akarma, activity that has no karmic reaction. That is devotional service to the Lord. So there are 3 types of karma: karma, akarma, and vikarma. So karma means acting according to the Vedas, but with attachment for material results. Therefore, you'll take birth again. Vikarma means acting against the Vedas, and you get negative results, but you still have to take birth to get them. Akarma means acting without any reaction at all, because they're unselfish acts of devotion for the Lord, based on love and affection. Therefore, you're liberated if you learn this art of work, by which there's no more karma. So you had a question?
I wanted to make a comment.
Yes.
I would just like to congratulate this temple on the Festival of Colors yesterday. I understand it was the best that we've had so far.
They had 10,000 people again.
I'd like to thank you. I go there at 8 o'clock at night when they set it up, and I see Harivilas there at 8 o'clock in the dark with some other devotees working. I see Ganapati, I see
Manoj.
Many others that I see that I can't remember everyone's name, but Sai. These gentlemen are very dedicated to what we're doing, and they need to be congratulated for the work that they do. I come back to the site at 9:30 in the morning, and there's Ganapati, there's Sai, there's Yana Vatsal. It is very encouraging to see the kind of devotion to these projects that these guys are doing, and I want to welcome others to come and help us. We have a lot of vision for a lot of things, and we really need as many people as we can that are part of this project to help make it go. Congratulations, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Don. Okay. Yeah. So we have a play tonight by our kids. So we'll have Arti a little bit early and fit everything in. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shiva Jayo, Jaya Bhola, Badaki Kaya Jan Mandengada Nika Kaya Veda Shri Vasachakadara Nika Kaya Veda Shri Vasachakadara Jayo Chingora Chan Pamenga Patakinga Kane Rata Singa Sane Aruti Korina Brahma Adi Deva Gane Banada Hari 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 Sanjaya Mukunda Vasu Gosadiga Sanjaya Mukunda Vadigaya Shankar Bhaje Gandhika Bhaje Bhaje Garam Madhur, 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 Shankar Bhaje, Shankar Bhaje, Madhur, Madhur, Madhur Bhaje, Madhur, 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 Madhur Bhaje. Bolo Madhur, Madhur, Madhur Bhaje. Bolo Madhur, Madhur, Madhur Bhaje. Bolo Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Oh Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura, Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura, Nitya Gaura, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitya Gaura, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura, Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura, Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura, Hari Bol, Baho Koti Shankar, Baho Koti Chakrani Dala Dese Vana Mala Karijala Mala Gori Jala Mala, Gori Jala Mala, Shiva Shiva Sukhanaraya, Gada Gada. Sampada Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Solo Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, bolo Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Hare Jayo Vishnupad Paramahansa Pararajagacharasta Tarasatirishi Shri Srimada's Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Anantakoti Vaishnavinda Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Prem Shri Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Dvaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Sam Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai Mayapura Dham Ki Jai Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai Tulasi Devi Ki Jai Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Ganga Maya Ki Jai Shamuna Maya Ki Jai Samavela Bhaktavinda Ki Jai Nitai Gaur Premanandi. All glories to the Samudra devotees, all glories to Samudra devotees, all glories to Samudra, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Guru, all glories to Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Namaste Narasimhaya Ito Nishinha Parato Nishinha Yato Yato Yamikato Nishinha Ito Nishinha Parato Nishinha Yato Yamikato Nishinha Ayi Nishinha Nidanayo Nishinha Tarashina Saranam Sapane Mahi Nishinha Saranam Brahmane Mahi Nishinha Hidaye Nishinha Saranam Tavakara Kamala Varenakam Adhuta Singham Dadita Hiranyakashi Tadovringham Kesavadita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jagadesha Tabakara Kamala Varenakam Adhikasingham Dadita Hiranyakashi Tadovringham Kesavadita Narahari Rupa Jagadesha Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol. Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gora Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Nitai Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gora Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari, Nitai Gora Premanande Ki Jai. Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki Jai, Maharaj ki Jai, Om Hari Bol. So we're going to have a play now? They're going to have a play? Huh? What? Yeah, bring them here. Hare Krishna. Haribol. Haribol.
I'm really blessed, Prabhuji.
Good. What happened?
Because I met Sri Radhavinda Madhava and Harivilas
Haribol.
Prabhu.
Haribol. Haribol. Thank you. That is a blessing. Radha Nila Madhava is the blessing, not me. They are. Thank you. Thank you for being so appreciative of Radha and Krishna. Haribol.
I came to know that you visited the Maya Prabhu.
Yes, yes. Yeah. I visited South India and Maya. Had a very nice trip. A lot of ecstasy.
Dance Prabhu, they're coming up, they're downstairs.
Okay. So we're going to have a dance performance now, and our dance troupe is coming up. Get them up. Do they have to clear this? Do they have to clear this?
Let me check. There's one person actually went out.
We have a few quick announcements tonight. We want to thank, first of all, our Sunday feast sponsors. We want to thank the family of Raman Prabhu on the occasion of his daughter Kavya's birthday. Haribol Kavya. We want to also thank tonight Sumita Verma. Sumita Verma has also sponsored the feast. And we also want to thank Hardika Kokani. Hardika Kokani. And she wants to commemorate the passing away anniversary of her dear father, Hardika Kokani. We want to thank also Neil Kuturi on the occasion of Charan, his son's 6th birthday. Charan's 6th birthday. And we want to thank Janavi and Manavi Sukla. Janavi and Manavi Sukla on the occasion of their 10th birthday. Haribol! Haribol, Janavi and Manavi. Hare Krishna. So I have a present for you. Don't leave it until I give you your present. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Huh? Yeah. Yes. We're going to... 1 second, we'll be right back. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't need stage, but this carpet need to be.
Okay. Let me get this out of the way. I'll be right with you.
Small second.
Other side. Hare Krishna. We're going to start the dance performance. Please clear the area in front of the deities. Non-carpeted area, please clear the space. Mahesh Prabhu. Everybody, please clear the space in front of the deities. Arun Prabhu. Yeah. Priti, you ready?
It's working. No, it's done. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for watching the performance. They're students of From Within Academy, and so thank you so much for watching. Hare Krishna.